Is this on? Yeah. Hello everybody. This is going to be a bit of a homemade video, just a quick one, because I'm not having any time to make the other videos, at least not to cut them. A quick update. Been out with Novitec in Romania, filming for a week. We had a tour over there with supercars. Came back directly on the next tour where I'm doing some presenting work for Porsche. And only by the end of this week am I really going to have time to get back to normal day life. So a couple of films need to be cut. One of them, very excited to do that, is going to be the 500 SEC, which I filmed in South Africa as well. But there's another exciting thing. Have a look at this. Boom. There we go. Opa Gerhard is looking fantastic. The suspension lift has been done. These are not the right tires. And yeah, it kind of looks a little bit on the high side in front. I just don't seem to be able to get away from the nose being too high. Really funny thing is I had the 4 knob spaces in front, and I actually reduced that to 3 knob, and still it's higher than at the rear. But I think at this point in time, I'm doing a 500-600 kilometer road trip with the car. I brought it all the way here. It's running incredibly smooth. I have fitted the Bilstein spring, the Bilstein shocks, as you can see over here. And then we've got the largest springs that you can actually get for the W124 in the front. I think they're from a 300 petrol or the diesel. So yeah, extremely strong springs. And also the strengthened versions at the back. The back looks really solid. It's same thing. We've got the Bilstein B4s, and then we've got these springs. Now they look a little bit dusty because they were actually in the old W124, the silver one. But otherwise the setup is amazing. I've got new Domlager in front. It's that unit, I don't know what they call it in English actually. It's the unit in which the shock absorber actually gets screwed into the chassis. And yeah, I'm very happy with the setup. I think it looks fantastic. It just looks super strange with these tires. The off-road tires are going to be mounted. These are the summer tires that I actually got with the car. It's funny, the guy actually had the telephone rims, the silver ones that you guys saw in the previous videos. He had that with winter tires, and the summer tires he had on steel rims. Anyways, these rims I'm going to use, and I'm going to fit the off-road tires, which are 205 65 15s. These are 195 65 15. So the 205s are just going to be ever so slightly bigger. It's going to give me just a little bit more of a ride height. I didn't want to go 215, or I didn't want to go 70, because yeah, then things might touch the bodywork when you put pressure on it, and it would have looked really cool. But yeah. Anyways, otherwise the engine runs super smooth. The 5-speed gearbox has finally been fitted, and that is the exact same gear lever that I had actually from Opa Gerhard, the original one, the silver one that we had the unfortunate accident with. So that gearbox is in here, and the guy that put it in took it for a test drive, and he said literally that if he wouldn't have known that it was a different gearbox, he would have thought it's coming like this straight out of the factory. And I drove it here, and it feels fantastic. I'm doing 1,000 RPMs less than in 4th gear. It's incredible. 2,650 at around about 120 kilometers per hour. And then the higher you go, the more surprising it gets. I think it took it up to 115. It was sitting at just between 3,000 and 3,500 RPM. So really good. It rides straight, and the wheel alignment is so off, but I needed to drive it just so we can settle the suspension a little bit, so I can go back, fit the other tires, and have the wheel alignment done, which really needs to be done. But even though no vibrations, nothing hectic, runs absolutely beautiful, so smooth. And I tell you this, I surmised that the shocks on the previous setup were actually quite worn, because now, even though the car is much higher, but with the new shocks, the car is so immediate in its response when you drive, as opposed to how it was. And it just sort of like elicits much more confidence when you're actually driving it on a curvy bit, and the wheel alignment. As I said, the camber, I think the front wheels stand like this, which isn't great for the tire wear at the moment, but anyway, that's how it's going to be. Otherwise, the rest of it, I'm not going to do much. The idea in the beginning why I said build it into a rally car, it's just because it's called off the beaten track rally, but it is really going to be an overland road trip. I'm going to be fitting an electric fan in there that I can toggle switch. I'll put in the other thermostat so the water circulates through the radiator a little bit earlier. And other than that, I think we don't have to do really too many things. I've got the water reservoir that I'm going to exchange just because that one's quite old. She'll get a fresh service, plugs and all that before we take the road. And I need to put in new discs and brakes in the front because I got that sort of wobble. When I'm on the brake, it goes like wobble, 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 wobble. I think the discs are just not in great condition. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Otherwise, she looks fantastic. I call it Opa Gerhard, which is actually a man, but I'm talking about the car as if it's a she. I just love this thing. Just really, really love the car. I've got a cover that I'm going to put over here just to completely make sure that nothing gets too dirty. If you're worrying about the power steering fluid, my one power steering fluid pipe was actually leaking where it gets tightened, and so we've put the pipe from the previous model in there because the pipe that I bought was actually the wrong diameter. So yeah, it's not leaking anymore, so there's no oil spill at the bottom, and that's why you got the oil bottle in there. I still need to mount the skid plate. So at the moment this is all open. That should not be the case. So that's going to be mounted in there, but I need to have it fitted onto this axle over here, and I need it up in the air and somebody to help me do that. Very excited about it. I love this car, and I just knocked 360,000 kilometers yesterday. So proud of this car, so grateful to be able to drive it, and so excited to actually take it out on this beautiful road trip. It's going to be a tremendous trip. Marcus and myself, we're going to be leaving on the 22nd just after lunchtime because we're driving tandem with another two guys, and we have to drive 1,890 kilometers. We're leaving at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the next day at 6 o'clock the accreditation for the rally, for the overland trip, starts somewhere in the center of Spain. So that's going to be literally in nearly 20 hours of actual driving. That's going to be quite the thing. But it's going to be a great test, at least the first stretch, for the beautiful W124. Not going to be able to take the summer tires and then swap the off-road ones somewhere. I'll just fit them straight from the start, and then we'll drive with them. I think it shouldn't be too much of a problem. They might use a little bit more fuel, but is what it is. Anyways, have a look at how beautiful it is here outside of the studio. This is close to Stuttgart, where Porsche is, and inside the studio we actually have the brand new Cayenne electric turbo, which is interesting. But yeah, it's just a nomenclature. And I'll say bye-bye with this beautiful view of yellow flowers, millions of bees, and a lovely sky. Thank you for staying patient, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.